So we're back, it's the next day. Yesterday I came up here by myself, all nice and quiet.
Without me?
I'm sorry. You know, Raymond hits me up and goes, what, you don't want me to film for you anymore?
I'm a little salty, but...
But, you know, sometimes it's hard. He saw right now, we came up here to film this and people just start congregating and they see a bay door open, like, cool, the clubhouse is open.
It never fails.
Yeah, this is Sunday. Like, no, I am not open. But yeah, we're back again working on Betty White here. So we saw yesterday where I mounted the heat exchanger tank, made the bracket for that, that's all done, and mounted the heat exchanger pump. Well, today, once again, this is my favorite part, designing stuff via CAD and cutting it out on the plasma table. So we're gonna design a bracket for the heat exchanger for both sides, make some nice provisions so that it could be removed. And eventually if I want to upgrade, I could upgrade it and go with something bigger. So here's the heat exchanger we'll be using. This came on the vehicle that we already had. I spared you guys the boring part of cutting off the brackets and grinding and cleaning up, and then we steeled it. It's called steel it. So we use steel it on there. It's a weld-through primer, that way there's no bare metal in between our pieces. We'll draw up a bracket, which I just did real quick. It took me all of 2 seconds. I like to be a little educational when I do things, so if you guys want to see more of the technical side, let me know. I could do small technical videos, like shorts. If you want me to be less technical and more entertaining, tell me to shut the hell up. I don't care. So I'm doing this for you guys and for me just to go back and kind of see my growth. So let us know what you like to see and we'll go from there. So we'll get to it. We're gonna grab the laptop out next and I'll do a little designing on Fusion 360 for the brackets for this. We'll cut them out on the plasma table and take you along for the ride. Being that I, you know, grown up a little bit and got an office, I'm gonna design it in here in a nice comfy chair instead of sitting on the ground. I like doing it on CAD, being that I'm not cutting it by hand. Something that I could draw on here within 10 minutes could be cut out and be precise, rather than me taking a grinder, cutting it, you know, grinding all the corners, drawing all the holes, when I could just go click, and we got us a nice bracket that's we could reproduce. So if it works good on this heat exchanger, I could use it on another one. So let me get to drawing this, then we'll go outside, we'll cut it up, and we'll weld it on the car. So as I said, it's a quick design. I designed the bracket, but now I need to convert it to a language that the plasma table could see. So what I'm gonna do is go to manufacturing, cut 2D profile, and then what I do is I select all the lines I want it to cut on. So it's gonna cut. These 3 holes are gonna be kind of like my spot weld. I'm gonna plug weld it on the car, and then I'll probably do a little bit of stitch welding around the outside. All right, now out to the plasma cutter. So time to connect to the plasma cutter. Easy as plug in. See, this is right now where I'd be grabbing a grinder, trying to figure out a way to put in the vise. We're gonna do it the easy way. I say this like everyone owns a plasma table, right? Yes, I understand if you're in your garage at home, you gotta use a cutoff wheel, Sawzall, whatever you got. Some people even use Dremels to cut stuff out. So I'm just fortunate at this point in my life to have these tools. So this is what speaks to the computer for the plasma cutter. Bam!
There it is.
We're gonna cut one out just to see fitment. Fire in the hole. So I cut it out. That was our quick design. I went and threw it in the sink real quick to cool it off. You can see there's a little slag on there, just because why not? I'm gonna hit it with the flapper disc, just kind of polish it up a little bit. Safety first. Wow, how you like me now? Oh, I forgot I did epoxy on the floor. So that looks pretty good. It's going to serve its purpose. So we're going to check and see how these holes line up with the heat exchanger, our distance, and then what we're going to have to do. This could go one of 2 ways. I could put spacers behind here and not weld it and bolt it, or I could do a small break here to kick this back and a small break to kick this forward to keep it on the same plane. but it'll offset it to hold the heat exchanger away from the front. I'll show you on the core support. But yeah, number 1 cut, let's check it. This is the 2 holes. Let's see. Both holes line up perfect. It's like it was done by a computer.
Oh wait.
It was. So that's good. Now I got to figure out how much I want to kick this, because we can't sit flush, so it's gonna have to kick out a little bit. So we got probably about an inch. I can eyeball that, but yeah, I'll probably kick it right here at this line and then kick it back at this line. So let's go over to the press brake. I'm gonna put an air over hydraulic pump on this thing because this is really annoying. All right, let me make sure I got it lined up square where I want it. Right there. That's all the slag that was on there popping off. So that's good. A little over, so I could bend that in the vise just to square it up. But yeah, that gives us a little bit of a kick out like we wanted. That looks like I went too hard. Beautiful little zigzag, little twist. So now that we know these fit, what we got to do is cut the other ones out, break it just like this, and put some bolts on here, and then we'll hold it up, tack it on the car. And I mean, that's all she wrote. That's easy. Tell me how fast you cut this by hand.
Take a lot longer than what it just did.
And how clean would the corners be and all that shit. Like, so there we go. Let me find some hardware. Let me cut the other one out, get it broke, and then I'll show you bolting it up, and we'll go from there. Couldn't find the magnet, so I'm gonna burn my hands. Brackets are mounted. Like I said, symmetry is beauty, so we mimicked both sides. Now all we gotta do, this is temporary hardware, just to tack it on. I'll probably weld a nut on the back, that way it's easy to take off when we need to. But like I said earlier, raw metal gets paint. So I'm just gonna hit right where we're about to weld it. That should be good. We'll let that dry for a second, and we'll put it in the car. I'm used to doing this stuff by myself all the time, so your best friend is a jack. He holds pretty sturdy. Jack's a good dude. So we're lined up right there. Let me get the welder. I'll hold one side, I'll tack it, and then I'll go to the next side and I'll tack it, and then all of a sudden we'll weld it up, and there she blows, Jimmy. So we're gonna tack this thing up, do one side, do the adjacent side, get it nice and level, and then we'll burn this baby. So you see my pretty brackets right now? I know they make you all excited. I don't know. So I like pretty. Brackets. They call me Bracket Man Rick, dude. You know, I'll be making brackets for everything. So what I was all concerned about is just ground clearance, but it's higher than the bash bar. So whatever's gonna hit anything is gonna hit the bash bar first, which is really gonna mess up the car anyway. So it's on there. Now I just gotta figure out a spacer situation to get this thing mounted nice and tight, or lack thereof spacers. And she's good to roll. So heat exchanger's on. So it's mounted. I'm happy. It's just another check in the box. You know what I mean? That's kind of how you have to do these big builds is, you know, one bite at a time, like eating elephant, they always say. So we just checked another box off the list. This is a good system to have finished for me because this is one thing that even though this car had an LS before, since it didn't have a blower, it didn't have any of these components. So what do you think of this stuff? Is this all new to you?
It's all brand new to me.
But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm happy. I'm happy that's there. Like I said, I'll plumb up the hoses and then that'll be done. And that's just, like I said, another off the back.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Yeah. But today I brought Raymond, so he can't get mad at me for, you know, not telling him.
I'm still a little salty.
Whatever, dude. You know, yeah, salt's good on everything. Isn't that what you told me? We go out to eat. But hell yeah, this is where we're at. I guess till next time, we'll probably film something this week, maybe on the 13th.
Got some parts ordered.
Yep, those are supposed to be coming in midweek. Once that's done, I'm excited. Honestly, this thing's sick. I'm really hyped to have this thing done, but I'm really excited to have that one done. Just because I care so much less about it to where I know I just go beat it up. So, yeah. But yeah, well, I appreciate you on a Sunday.
Always, baby.